Hi everybody, it's Kirsten, and this is my 8-month post-op video for my gastric bypass journey, and I know I didn't put up a 7-month one. I actually recorded one, and I got like close to putting it up, but life continued to get in my way, and I wasn't gonna make a video today because I look like crap, and I kind of feel like crap too, so I almost didn't do it, but I've just been so like focused on my weight today that like I felt the need to kind of talk about it and throw everything out there about like what I've been going through. So yes, I am 8 months out. I guess people want to know how much I weigh, and I weigh 155 pounds, so I've lost 2 pounds in the last 2 months. And I want to tell you guys what I think about that, because that sounds super discouraging, but you have to kind of remember and keep in perspective, and at least this is what I'm telling myself, is that I was 257 pounds when I started, and I'm 5'6" in height. My BMI is technically healthy, normal now, whereas before I was at class 3 obesity. And so as I lost weight after having gastric bypass surgery, I lost it very differently than what most people do. Most people lose it like a staircase. They kind of like lose a bunch and then they plateau, and then they lose a bunch and plateau. I didn't have that. I lost pretty steadily and consistently about 5 pounds a week. Obviously more in the beginning, but whenever I was like hitting my main like weight loss amounts, it was probably 3 to 5 pounds a week. And I didn't really stall. The longest I think I went without losing any weight is probably 2 weeks, aside from the past 2 months. So with that being said, I think my body has kind of found its happy place at 155 pounds, and do I want it to stay there? No. I want to lose more. I don't have to lose more. I'm not going to starve myself to lose more, but things are definitely a lot different now. I don't know if I've said this, but I live in Montana now, so I moved, which is one of the reasons I haven't had time to like really focus on my weight loss. Going to the gym has been a lot harder. I'm in school full time. I'm taking chemistry, and it's been crazy the past like 3 weeks. I've also been sick for the first time, like really, like actually sick, and it kind of freaked me out, so I'll talk a little bit about that. Yeah, so I've been adjusting to having a new roommate, getting furniture, moving my stuff, living in an apartment for the first time, being away from my family, so all these big changes, and I was 7 months post-op pretty much when I moved out here, and I've been out here since, geez, what's today? Today's June 11th, I think? Let's see, June 12th. Today's June 12th. I moved out here the morning after Mother's Day. I left at midnight on Mother's Day. So I've been out here for a little bit, about a month, and I love it, you guys. I love it, I love it, I love it. I love being here. I've gone hiking, I've gone rock climbing, I've done like all these crazy things. I'm getting tan. This is the first time I've ever had tan lines pretty much in my life. It's wonderful. So that's been like a big thing for me. When I first moved out here, I was kind of lonely a little bit. I sat in my apartment the majority of the time. My roommate's never home, so I was kind of not really homesick, but just kind of like I wish I had things to do and people to do things with. And I went into chemistry, and I made a point, because I've never really gotten along with girls before. I've always hung out with guys, and I think part of that was because my weight. Just like I didn't have the confidence to hang out with girls. I couldn't go shopping with them because I couldn't fit in things that they could. I didn't want to do things with girls because I felt like I wasn't pretty enough, and like all these crazy things. So I made a point on the first day of chemistry that I was going to stand at a table with all girls. And I did, and my lab partner has been like one of the greatest people I've ever met in my entire life. She has been phenomenal. And she would have never guessed that I was overweight in my entire life. She knows now, but she didn't when I first met her, and we just like clicked, and I started hanging out with her and her roommate, and we've gone rock climbing, we've gone hiking, then she met a boy, and then her boyfriend came along, and like, so there's a group of 4 of us that just hang out all the time nonstop, and it's the most amazing thing ever. Seriously, I'm over there all the time. I'm pretty much not even in my own apartment now, and she helps me get through chemistry. So, that's, it's been a blessing, seriously. Like, I wake up every day and I go, I can't believe I live here, and today it's cloudy, and kind of, I guess it's alright looking, but I wish you guys could see it because it's just so wonderful here, and I could not ask for more. I've only been like homesick once since I've been here, and it was because it was the day that my brother graduated high school and I couldn't be there because I had a chemistry exam the next day. So that was kind of rough for me, but other than that, I haven't really been homesick just because I've been so busy. I can't be homesick. My school gym, I've gone to it twice, is amazing. And keep in mind, I've only gone to community colleges the majority of my life, in a private college. I've never gone to a university before. So me going into this gym and being like blown away, I was like, no wonder where our tuition goes. It goes to this place. It's amazing. I can't even like, it's like 2 floors and like high tech, and there's like stone walls and these crazy carpets, or not carpets, but tile floors, and you walk in and there's like hand scanners to like let yourself into the gym. It's so cool. But so yeah, that's my gym experience. But I don't even have to go to the gym because I do things outside, and I'm doing things that I never thought I could do. Like, I made friends, like I said, these 4 friends, and one of them, my chem partner's roommate, him and I are building a bench. Like, and that may sound so corny, but like, I've never had the confidence to do things before and like try new things and go new places. I'm going out to places that I never, like, doing things that I've never done, and that's like the most exciting parts. And I can't even explain like how happy I am. And so that's why the scale is not so important to me, because this was what I wanted. This is my victory, like having a life that I couldn't have before. And I went on a 4-mile hike up a mountain and looked like this on this overview, and it was incredible. I went out in a bikini, and I bought a new bikini actually because I've had the ones of my black one, but I went to a store that sold like clothes that are mostly for small people that I've never been able to fit to before, and I bought a bikini, and I looked good in a bikini. And that leads me to another thing that I kind of wanted to mention. My chem partner is tiny. She's like and like itty bitty, probably like never really struggled with weight in her life. And she's a very confident person, and she has her head really well on her shoulders, and she's just overall amazingly, and like her personality, it just like sucks you in, and you're just like, ah, it's infectious. It's so much fun to be around. The day that I bought that bikini, we went to a hot spring, and I've gone to the hot springs twice now. There's different hot springs around here in Montana, and so I've gone to 2 of them. But when I bought this bikini and we were leaving, she kind of like pulled me over, and it was the simplest thing, and she probably didn't even realize how much it impacted me. But she said, your bikini was really cute, or is really cute, and you look great, by the way. And that was probably the first time I ever received like a compliment, and it wasn't because, oh my god, you look so good because you've lost so much weight. And it wasn't a sarcastic comment. There was no doubt in my mind about how she meant that to come out. And for the first time, I didn't second guess a compliment in my life. And I didn't think that would be a victory for me, but it was. And like, I still remember walking around going like, I just got a compliment, and I feel really good about it. And I think it's because I know that she's never seen me at my worst. She didn't see me when I looked at myself in the mirror and I felt terrible. She didn't see me whenever I'd sit in public with other people and eat all these terrible things and feel like people stare at me. She doesn't know any of that. She saw me in a bikini and said I looked good. And she meant it. And I felt good. And that was cool. That was really cool. And I was sick that day too, so like hearing that just life is good. Life is so good, and I'm not at my goal. I want to be at my goal. I haven't worked as hard as I should to be at my goal. I've been eating throughout the day, and part of that is because I've been sick. About 2 weeks ago, I started getting like a stomach bug, and I had diarrhea constantly. I felt like I was dumping after everything that I ate, and even throughout the day. I was getting like fever. My blood pressure was so low, I was passing out. I was like, I've never been sick like that before, and it was not a good feeling. And so I was constantly eating through the day to keep my blood pressure up. And then at one point, I eventually went to the ER, and I said I can't do this anymore. And my blood pressure was 87/51. It was that low. And if you guys know anything about blood pressure, the minimum of the normal range is 120/60, I believe, or 120/80, somewhere in there. Yeah, so mine was low, like really low, and they attributed it to like partial dehydration and then the altitude change and all this other kind of stuff. And I had been working out and being outside and doing things, and it's really dry here, so when I sweat, I'm actually losing that water instead of being in like a humid climate where like there's water in the air, so it kind of helps you retain the water. I was just sweating it out, and it was going away, and so I was really dehydrated, and we didn't know if there was something wrong like with me. And of course I moved to Montana, where gastric bypass is not a thing out here. It's just not a very common practice. There's like 2 gastric bypass surgeons in the state of Montana. And so when I literally went in, and they were like, I'm going to be honest with you, I have no idea what's wrong with you. And they were like, and we can't send you to a GI because they probably won't take you because you're a whole different kind of bear. And if you're not part of the species, then they won't take you. And I was like, awesome. So I stay in touch with my bariatric program back in Minnesota. And they were on the phone with me. They told me what tests to run and what things to look for, what to do. And they pretty much told me throw all your rules out the window, eat and retain what you can, eat saltines all day if you have to. I was drinking Pedialyte, like out the hoo-ha. You have no idea. I was literally drinking 3 liters of Pedialyte a day because I wasn't retaining any water. And so when I ended up going to a doctor. Well, first I went to the ER. Then I went to the doctor, and the doctor is the one that told me that you were a whole different kind of bear. And whatever. So when I went to that doctor, since I had been on an IV and had a ton of fluids in between, I gained like 7 pounds. It was ridiculous, and my heart broke. I thought I had actually gained weight because I'd been eating and doing all these kinds of stuff. And when they told me that there was really nothing I could do, just wait it out, keep drinking the Pedialyte. I was taking B1 to help retain water and all this kind of stuff. So eventually it kind of worked its way out of my system, and then I got sick again. And then and I still have it, a sinus infection and bronchitis and a whole bunch of fun stuff. So I'm coughing and miserable, and stuff's draining from my head, and I didn't feel good again. And so like when I don't feel good, the food is a comfort, and so I've been still eating saltines and drinking a ton of Pedialyte and doing all whatever. But like getting back into the habit of only eating 3 times a day is hard after you kind of like threw it out the window for being sick. Plus, I'm out here having fun with my friends, and we go out. I've actually only eaten out twice since I moved to Montana in a month. So I had Pita Pit, and which is amazing, and it's healthy for you, and it fits my rules, so I was super happy about that, and Chipotle. And I can make a pretty healthy Chipotle. So, which I did, except guacamole is really high in fat, but I'm okay with that because it's really good. But, yeah, I've only eaten out twice, otherwise I cook all my meals. I found my weakness again, and I need to stop doing it. Ice cream, it goes down really easy, so I can eat a lot of it. And I was buying like no sugar added ice cream, which has sugar alcohol in it, and that made my stomach bloat really bad, and it was really painful and really uncomfortable. So I found that if I eat like regular ice cream that has like a lower sugar count and lower fat count, it doesn't bother me, and I need to stop doing that because that's not good. It started out as a treat, and then whenever I was sick and my throat was burning and everything was hurting and nothing was going down and eating actual food didn't feel good, and that kind of became my crutch, kind of feeling full without hurting or getting sick, and I wasn't dumping off of it, and I wasn't bloated or uncomfortable. I can't do sugar alcohols. I've had some terrible experiences with sugar alcohols within the past like 2 months, and I'm staying away from them. If I would rather do higher amounts of regular sugar than low amounts of sugar alcohol, because sugar alcohol is ridiculous. It's painful. So, yeah, been sick, chemistry, school's rough. I got put back on my ADHD medication because I'm like off the haywire. I'm on it right now, actually. So I'm supposed to be doing chemistry, but here I am distracted making a video. Other than that, yeah, I'm not too upset about the not like losing weight. And I think what I need to do is when I get completely recovered, which hopefully will be by tomorrow because I'm feeling a lot better today than I have in the past 2 weeks, I'm going to go to the gym, but I'm not going to kill myself like what I was doing before. And I wouldn't say kill myself, but I was going to the gym twice a day because I like doing it. I was hiking 4 miles up in high altitude. I think I'm going to go and I'm just going to run for a little bit or jog and not try to push for a fast mile and then go lift weights. I think I'm going to take it easy and let my body kind of adjust to this again, and then make sure that I'm drinking my fluids and aiming for my protein. I might try the keto diet stuff because I've heard some good things about it. I don't want to like say that I'm sticking to a diet. I just want to make sure that my choices are healthy and as best as I can and get back to the basics. And I kind of want to like start over a little bit, kind of go from liquids and like letting myself back in with, especially with being sick and everything and being dehydrated and all that kind of stuff. Pedialyte is my favorite thing in the whole wide world, and I know it's got calories and I know it's got a little bit of sugar, but it's seriously like the best thing ever. So, and it tastes sweet, so it makes me want to drink it more, and it keeps me full, and I like it. Things that I've noticed at 8 months, and I know this video is getting really long again, and I'm sorry, but ooh, I know. So, my hair for the past like 4 months has been falling out horrendously, and I mean by the fifth spools. It's not even 2 weeks after I moved here, I have a cap that goes over the drain to like catch my hair. My drain started backing up in the bathtub here in my apartment, and my roommate and her boyfriend came over and they like fished it out, like or whatever, zip tied it out to get whatever was in there out of there, and it was all my hair. They said if the Grudge had a baby, that's what it looked like. It was so bad. And I felt really bad because my lab partner and her boyfriend were cleaning my hair out of the drain because I didn't like know how to do it, and they were helping me. It was bad. But it's starting to slow down just a little bit. Like, not a lot, but it's definitely a little bit. And if you can see, my baby hairs are growing and they look really funny and they're kind of like scary looking. But it's exciting because it means it's growing back. So, yeah, it just looks terrible. It looks weird. But I'm still like so happy. The hair loss never really bothered me. It was annoying more than anything. It still is. My hair is literally everywhere. I can't even tell you, like, it's all in my bed. It's on my clothes. When I shower, make sure you like rub the undersides of your thighs because that's where it sticks. Like every day, like behind my kneecaps and everything, like I pull out like globs of hair. I don't know how it gets there. I think it sticks in my back and falls down my shirt. And then when I get in the shower, it like runs down to behind my legs. It stays there, and so like get that area. Check that area for hair. What are some other things that I've done? I played pool with strangers. So that was kind of cool. With a stranger, a boy, as a matter of fact. I'm just doing things all over the board that I would have never done before because I have the confidence to do it now. Like now, like the world is mine, and it's so wonderful. School's great. I can fit in the desk comfortably, and it not like hurt. I can wear like short shorts and not feel self-conscious or weird. Like this shirt that I'm wearing right now actually has an open back. And do I care to be out in public like I used to be? Even as I was losing weight, I was kind of like, am I still too fat for this? And I'm kind of getting out of that mindset a little bit to where like the self-acceptance of me not being huge is a lot easier to take. And I think part of that is because I've been in a bikini in public. And the first time I did that, I was so paranoid. In fact, like, my roommate and I we're not like BFFs, but we're pretty close, and I trust myself around him, and I trust him, and I, like, the first time that I knew that I was going to wear a bikini out in public, and it was with my chem partner, her roommate, and her boyfriend, I walked out of my room in the bikini, and I was like, Clay! Am I too fat for this? Like, the whole, like, second guessing yourself comes in your mind, and he was like, you look fine, but even if you didn't, he was like, who cares? And, like, talking to him about it, he was like, you have to get out of the mindset of, does this make me look fat? Like, you have to throw that out the drain, which is what you've done, like, pretty much, even when you're big, and I was in denial when I was big. I had to tell myself that that's not my life anymore, and I can't sit there and go, am I good enough? Am I good enough? Is this good enough? Do I look good enough? Is this socially acceptable? Like, forget everyone else. It's about me now. I know what I've done. If people don't like the way that I look, forget it. They definitely wouldn't like it how I was 100 pounds ago, so they can suck it. So, it's pretty fabulous, and I think even for only losing 2 pounds, I'm like scooting back. I think I look pretty phenomenal. I'm pretty happy about this. So I'm getting tan. I mean, my legs look super pale right now, and my thighs are actually tanner than my calves. So those look super white right now. But I can like show you what I look like, even though you've all probably seen it. I like showing it off. So. See, aren't these leggings awesome? They're crocheted, so they have like holes in them. But this is my shirt. And yeah, I need to get back to my squats. Kind of losing the butt that I had developed just because I haven't lifted as much. So, but yeah, I'm happy, you guys. I am so happy. Montana has been the best thing that's ever happened to me, honestly. Like, I couldn't. The past year has been like the best year of my life, and I've gone through some really rough stuff. I feel like dealing with people who can't accept me, all these emotional changes, the hormones, giving up food, like, and I shouldn't say giving up food, giving up my old lifestyle. And you still have to live this every day of your life, and I don't think people realize how draining that can be. Like, you have to wake up and go, I had gastric bypass surgery, what can I do today to make this tool as effective as I possibly can so I don't fail? And that's hard, because when you're with your friends and they're like, let's keep drinking beer, or let's go have burgers, let's go get ice cream, let's do this, and it's like, you have to tell yourself that it's okay to say no, and it's okay to not do what they're doing, and you can't be mad at them for it. And I feel bad because they feel bad, because like I said, my group of 4 friends, they know what I've been through, and like I've seen them, and they say things about it, like if we're talking about ice cream or whatever, and they're like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, let's not talk about it, or like, don't eat that in front of her. And I don't want them to feel that way, and I've told them that, and they've definitely gotten a lot better at it. But like, it's a learning thing even for me. But I don't want anyone else to feel like they have to change what they do because I'm there, because ultimately what matters is I have to change and be an adult and be responsible and take care of this body that I've been blessed with. Because honestly, I mean, let's be real, I got really lucky with how my body turned out with this weight loss, and even for other weight loss surgery patients, this is a dream, and I couldn't be more thankful and more appreciative for how my weight loss has worked out, with my skin and everything, and how much weight I've lost and how fast I lost it, and my ability to work out, because I know people, like some people, they have like hernias and all these other things that complicate their fitness journey, and I don't have that, and I've been very, very lucky, especially with being at a young age. I can go and do these things. I have an opportunity at a life where there's a lot of people who wait until they're older to do these things, and they've missed out on so much, and then they go, man, I wish I would have done that, or like, I got to hit the reset button on a lot of things, and to be able to, like, literally, one, I changed my entire physical identity from what it was a year ago. And not only did I change that, I changed my emotional identity as well. I picked up my life and moved across the country, and I'm starting over. Like, I'm literally starting my life right now. And this is the test. This is the you pass or you fail. This is everything that you spent a year prepping for. Like, you knew that you were going to have to make these changes so you could do these things on your own, and people would kill to be in my situation. I don't have kids. I don't have a relationship, which it gets lonely at times and all that kind of stuff, but I have freedom. I have control over my life that I didn't have before, and it's fabulous. It really is. It's so wonderful. I can go out in public and be around girls and not feel threatened or intimidated, or like, do I look like I don't fit in with everybody? I don't go into a store and people that work there, I don't feel like they're like, oh my god, she can't fit in here, why is she in the store? Like, I don't feel that way anymore. I don't stress about those things anymore. And it's wonderful. I have a whole new life, and it is wonderful. I've built this incredible person out of what seemed like someone who was damaged and out of control and lost. When I thought I had a grip on everything, I looked at myself in the mirror and I said, no, I have a grip on everything around me, but I don't have a grip on this. And controlling everything around me isn't what I wanted. I wanted to control me, and I didn't have a way of doing that. And now I do. And I'm okay with telling people no. I'm okay with not settling. I don't feel desperate. I don't have to settle. I can choose people who are good for me to be around, and this is what I wanted for myself. When I can't believe it was a year ago. May 21st was the first time that I went into a bariatric clinic, and today is June 12th, so almost a month ago. But I can't believe that I made the decision to fix my life, and I had no clue that it was going to be like this. I didn't think it would be this hard. I didn't think I'd have to give up so much. But every sacrifice and every hard day, every breakdown, every dumping episode, every time I've been sick, every time I've been dehydrated, it's all learning to take care of myself and taking responsibility and ownership of this body that I have to live the only life I get in. I saved myself. As dramatic and crazy as that sounds, I saved my life. I gave myself a life. I took control of my life when I thought I couldn't, and don't get me wrong, there's fear there. There's a lot of fear with control, and there's a good chunk of time where, like, if I eat something that I shouldn't, or I eat more times than I shouldn't, and then if I do it a certain day in a row, like I kind of done the past, like, week, you get this, like, gut-wrenching fear that you're going to wake up and be 257 pounds again. That you're just going to magically put it all back on with a bite of something you shouldn't have. And then you feel guilty because then it turns into you're the person that everybody said that you were going to be when it comes to being a failure. Like, they said you were going to fail. They said you were going to gain all the weight back. They said you weren't going to stick to this diet, and that, like, all the terrible things that you've heard about gastric bypass come, like, screaming in your head with every bite of something that you shouldn't have. And then you have the other side going, like, it's okay to treat yourself. It's all right. It's not going to be that bad. And if you have a bad meal or a bad day or a bad week, pick yourself up, start over tomorrow. It's going to be okay. But then you go back to the other side and you go, well, if you keep making that excuse for yourself, you're going to keep doing it, and it's such a mind game. It really is. Like, and it's all about balance. But finding that balance and what balance means to you is the hardest part. Because now at 8 months out, I'm technically supposed to be able to eat 3/4 of a cup of food. Almost 3/4 of a cup, about 3/4 of a cup. Depending on what it is, I can eat whatever I want, how much I want for the most part. There are some things where it gets hurt, and, like, stuck, and it doesn't feel good. But, like, ice cream, if I really wanted to, I could probably sit and eat it all, like the whole entire container. And that's what I used to do. So me sitting there eating ice cream makes me go, oh my God, you're going to do it again. And that scares me. That terrifies me. The thought of gaining weight scares me. Losing control again scares me. And right now, I think it's a healthy fear. If it starts getting out of control, that's when like, if it gets to the point where I can't manage my food anymore and it's interfering with my life, that's when I want to address it. But right now, I think it's a healthy fear. I think it's a rational fear. When you've spent the majority of your life overweight, like, you can't help yourself but think that you could go back to that, because there's a very real possibility that you could go back to that. You did it once, why couldn't you do it again? And it's funny because people seem to think that they have, like, there's 3 main opinions on gastric bypass. Ones who are willing to admit that they don't know enough about gastric bypass to form an opinion. The other side thinks that you're going to fail and that it's a waste of time and that you're just going to gain on your way back and blah, blah, whatever. The other half, there are people who think that, like, wow, you're never going to eat anything. It's going to be so hard for you to gain weight, and you're going to get sick, and you're going to be anemic, and you're going to be less than 100 pounds. And there are people who go through that. There are people who lose too much weight, and they physically just can't put it on, and then their body goes into shock, and they become malnourished, and all these kinds of things. And that's a very real problem. But I know more people who have the other problem of eating through their surgery and not using their tool, and seeing other people do that and hearing other people talk about it scares the living shit out of me, to be honest. So that's where I have to learn to, like, keep that self-control in check and be responsible and accountable and set my own boundaries. And it's hard, especially being a college kid and broke and all this kind of stuff. It's hard, but I'm not going to give up on this, and I'm never going to fail. And my mistakes don't make me a failure. Just like how being obese didn't make me a bad person and didn't mean I didn't care about myself. And I'm going to be okay. I'm going to be okay today. I'm going to be okay tomorrow. I'm going to be okay a week from now. I'm going to be okay 10 years out from this. Because this is that important to me, and it was important to me a year ago, it was important to me yesterday, it was important to me a week ago. It will always be important to me, and I will always be the girl who had gastric bypass surgery to get her life together and is okay. I won't be the girl who had gastric bypass and failed. I won't be the girl who had gastric bypass and became a stick, and I'm just the girl who had gastric bypass. And I'm happy, and I'm healthy, and here I am. 8 months. So, I'm sorry this is a 35-minute long video. It's so long, and I feel so bad. I just had so much to talk about because there's 2 months in there. But I'm gonna do measurements the next time, you guys, because I'm curious to see. I weigh 155 pounds. I am a size 3-4 on bottom and a size small or medium depending on the top. But I'm pretty true to size when it comes to 3-4s. Occasionally I'm in a 5-6. I have one pair of 5-6 shorts, and it's because they're like linen material. It's not really like a denim. But yeah, so that's me. I missed you guys. I miss like this being the center and the focus of my life, because before I just had my job with my nanny kids and my bypass surgery and working out, and that was all I had. But now I'm dealing with a move, being an adult, and working out and trying to fit everything in, and it's just been crazy, and I'm so sorry that this has been on the back burner. My fitness journey and my weight loss has not necessarily been on the back burner, but it definitely isn't on the forefront of my life, and I'm trying to find that balance between school and weight loss, and I want them to be equal. So this is my I'm gonna do it video, and like I said, I didn't feel like making this video today, but I made it anyway because I knew that I needed to, because if I didn't do it now, I wasn't going to do it later, and this is a priority. So thank you, everybody. I love you all. You're amazing. And if you have any questions, comments, or things for me to talk about in future videos, because a lot of my gastric bypass before and after videos have gotten a lot of views, and people have sent me a lot of questions. So that's it. Thanks. Bye.